Continuing our ongoing gem series, today we're putting the spotlight on 3 different Homeworld gems. As always, we'll be examining some of the specific gems' histories, personalities, powers, and see if the real-world stones they get their names from had any potential impact on their design and characterization. What's up, guys? I'm Chris Carr, and today I'm talking to you about Zircons, Jades, and Holly Blue Agate in Steven Universe. Instead of asking Nerdwire fans to donate to our Patreon, I want to encourage you to make a donation to Black Lives Matter, or another Black organization. It would be a waste of this platform to not advocate for the Black community, and I hope you'll join us in giving what you can. Any support you can give will go a long way. No act of empathy is too small. Thanks in advance for your donations and your time. Stay safe out there. On to the gems! First, let's discuss Zircons. We meet 2 specific Zircons in the trial, the blue defending Zircon and the yellow defending Zircon. And yes, storyboard artist Maya Peterson confirms that she is yellow. She's just dimly lit in the trial, making her appear a little olive green at the time. We aren't really sure of their relationship prior to the trial, aside from being on opposing sides of Homeworld's legal system. The DA versus the public defender, if you will. Later, in Steven Universe Future, they're once again squaring off, this time for political power. Now, the 2 aren't just distinguished by their appearance or by the lisp that voice actor Amy Sedaris bestows on the blue defending Zircon. They also have very different personalities and presentation styles as lawyers. The defending Zircon, like most gems, is extremely anxious around the diamonds, and is particularly nervous given her assignment of defending Steven or Rose Quartz. DZ does gather some confidence through the trial, as we see her using some solid skills of deduction that lead her to finding flaws in the story of how Rose Quartz shattered Pink Diamond. This thought trail ultimately leads to the defending Zircon to accuse the diamonds of shattering Pink Diamond, as they logically are the more likely culprits given the amount of sheer strength needed to shatter a diamond. We, of course, know she wasn't too far off with this theory, but being mostly right doesn't do you much good around your oppressive leaders, who poof DZ for her claims. The prosecuting Zircon comes across as confident and cocky. She clearly enjoys being on the side of Homeworld at the trial, mocking the defending Zircon, and noting her defense of Steven is in itself an act of treason, regardless of DZ not having a choice in the assignment. She's a total suck-up, which doesn't keep Yellow Diamond from disliking her, and eventually, Yellow poofs her. PZ has enough emotional restraint to withstand Blue Diamond's emotional manipulation powers, only shedding a single tear. The only other gem we've seen show this level of resilience to Blue's tear-inducing powers was Lapis, who, as we know, was able to do this due to extreme emotional pain that she'd already experienced. This makes me wonder what sort of trauma our yellow Zircon has undergone. Obviously, that's pure speculation on my part, but if we're going to make a big to-do over Lapis's lone tear, I think we need to for this Zircon. Feel free to wildly speculate in the comments what you think happened while this Zircon was under Yellow Diamond's rule. Now, it simply could just be that this is another day at the office. As a Homeworld lawyer, it can be assumed that this Zircon has seen a lot of horrible things. If it's not trauma, if it's not work, it could be because Blue Diamond's powers work on empathy. Naturally empathetic, compassionate individuals are far more vulnerable to Blue Diamond's power than those who are not. Yellow Zircon may simply not be particularly susceptible to Blue Diamond's powers because this Zircon isn't capable of feeling the depth of Blue's despair. We know that Zircons, like most gems, can be bubbled, and we can assume that they have our standard set of gem abilities like fusion, enhanced durability, and enhanced strength. We also know they're capable of hologram projections like pearls. In the real world, Zircon is a colorful gem with high refraction. Zircons are known for their brilliance and multicolored light, often referred to in the gem community as their fire. Colorless Zircons look extremely similar to diamonds, and were often mistaken for one another for centuries, and were used in their place through the early 1900s. That is until we moved on to more convincing lookalikes, such as synthetics like cubic zirconia. This makes the Zircons' rise to power and replacing the Diamond Authority particularly interesting. Are we replacing the old order with something different? Get familiar? Zircons in real life occur in a variety of colors ranging from yellow, green, red, brown, and blue. In the Middle Ages, the gem was believed to help lull the wearer to sleep, drive away evil spirits, and promote wisdom. In the Victorian era, blue Zircon became in fashion and was used in English estate jewelry. Zircon, along with turquoise and tanzanite, is considered a birthstone for the month of December, assigning it to the astrological signs Sagittarius and Capricorn. Sagittariuses tend to be idealistic, funny, curious, and impatient. They treasure freedom above all else. Capricorns are known to be disciplined, can be know-it-alls who condescend, but they exhibit excellent self-control and tend to be realists. If we're to apply these labels to our gems, I'd say Zircons seem to be more like Capricorns. Knowledgeable, albeit capable of being smug about their intellect, like the prosecuting yellow Zircon, and possessing the curiosity that makes them excellent at cross-examinations. If you subscribe to the metaphysical, colorless and yellow Zircons are thought to cleanse the aura, while blue can stabilize the mind and emotions. All are associated with harmony, healing, balance, and repelling negative energy. I think these traits suit our Zircons. After all, the legal system, as skewed as Homeworld's was, is meant to bring balance and justice, which is, after all, a form of ridding negative energy. Blue in particular seems to fit this idea of stabilizing the mind and emotions, as we see with her deductive and logical thought process. Next, we'll focus on Jades. This is a broad gem type, and we see about 9 subtypes when we attend the Era 3 ball and Together Alone. Jades are in the upper crust of gem society, ranking lower than sapphires, but still aristocratic. Unlike other cuts of gems, whose appearance and gemstone are practically identical across the board, Jades appear to have drastically different traits in their build, hairstyle, and gemstone. For our purposes, we're going to talk about 2 Jades that go on to fuse and are credited as right cheek gem and left cheek gem. Right cheek gem is the cat ear jade variety, while left cheek gem is the flipped out bob jade variety. It would seem that though they are both Jades, they're different enough that fusing is still considered unacceptable among those on Homeworld. It was confirmed in a Reddit AMA by Rebecca Sugar that these gems were in fact from different courts. When the 2 gems bravely join hands after witnessing Connie and Steven fusing, they form Lemon-Jade. This moment is short-lived though, as Yellow Diamond immediately poofs them. We know that all ends well for Lemon-Jade though, as she's seen happily waving in Homeworld bound, and that at least one of her components visits Earth in the future. Fun fact, Lemon-Jade is the first fusion we see in the series with extra fingers on each hand. This gem is polydactyly! The name Jade comes from a Spanish expression that means stone of the pain in the side. Early Spanish explorers named it after they saw natives holding pieces of the stone to their sides to cure or relieve various aches and pains. According to the GIA, what we think of as jade is actually 2 separate gems, nephrite and jadeite. In fact, jade has acted as a sort of catch-all term to describe a number of gems and ornamental materials. For both jadeite and nephrite, green is the most valuable shade. Both jadeite and nephrite are metamorphic rocks made up of tiny interlocking mineral crystals. These interlocking crystals make both gems exceptionally tough. Nephrite has been used since prehistoric times in weaponry and for ornamental and ritual objects. In Central America, the Mayans and the Aztecs prized jadeite jade. They used it for medicinal purposes, as well as for jewelry, decoration, and religious rituals. It was in China, though, that jade really reached its peak as a culturally important artistic medium. The Chinese associated jade with clarity of the mind and purity of spirit, and would carve symbolic motifs into the jade. Jade has long been associated with harmony and love, and jadeite specifically has also been said to symbolize prosperity, success, and good luck. I don't know how lucky these gems are initially, but I think the variation in the jades we see in the court plays into the idea of jades being all kinds of different gems. Jade is the official gemstone of 12th wedding anniversaries. So perhaps this, along with being a symbol of love and harmony, can allow us to further speculate that Lemon-Jade is the result of 2 gems in a romantic relationship. Okay, now we'll explore Holly Blue Agate. Holly Blue Agate is a Homeworld gem who is under the command of Blue Diamond, who, when we first meet her, is charged with managing Pink Diamond's human zoo and the quartzes on board. She appears to be the sole gem of her type to be seen in full detail in the series. According to early concept art of Holly, she's a diplomatic blue quartz, acting as a sort of boarding school mistress for the Famethists, trying to keep them in line. This schoolmarm style and attitude was inspired by Marion the librarian from The Music Man. Holly Blue is methodical and all about protocol. She has an incredibly low tolerance for tomfoolery, and she takes her work for Blue Diamond very seriously. She's dismissive of humans and doesn't believe them to be creatures of intelligence. She strictly adheres to the Homeworld caste system. So much so that the crystal gems can easily manipulate her through Sapphire, a higher-ranking gem. By the time we see her in Steven Universe Future, she's learned to see humans as sentient, but she still doesn't particularly like them, or her position on the zoo. She misses the hierarchy and the chain of command giving her direction and maintaining order. We can assume that HBA has your standard set of gem abilities, and is adept at using her electrocharged whip. Thigh-high boots and a whip. Okay, Holly, I see you. Although agates may be found in various kinds of rocks, they're traditionally associated with volcanic rocks and can be common in certain metamorphic rocks. Agate has been used for centuries for making ornamental pins and jewelry due to its ability to retain a highly polished finish and its resistance to chemicals. Holly Blue Agate is a rare, dark blue ribbon agate that's been only found near Holly, Oregon. The rarity of this varietal of agate could speak to why we only have the one and only Holly Blue Agate in Steven Universe. Holly Blue Agate is a calming stone believed to increase insight, intuition, and release the wearer from emotional blockages. It's thought to be a stone that helps you find the lesson in every situation. So that certainly fits this sort of school teacher authoritarian character we have. Pretty much across the board this time, these gems seem to have taken quite a bit of inspiration from the real world. Now, that being said, these are just my thoughts on these gems. If I missed anything, or you have some cool factoids to add, let me know. Hit me up with your hot takes in the comments below. Thank you again to all of our donors on Patreon like Lauren, to TeePublic, and to all of you amazing Steven Universe fans. If you like what you heard, hit that subscribe button and bell so we can keep the conversation going. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. See you, Space Cowboy.